Hey, have you noticed there's not a lot of reviews on the WELLFIRE G74A? Yeah, I've been looking around for different reviews on the gun, and this review is going to be the reboxing of the WELLFIRE G74A. So here we go. First, that fits there. That fits there. That can go there. That can go there. And that can go there. There. Because that's the way it should be. It should be a reboxing, not an unboxing. I'm going to talk about this for a second, why I feel that way. This is not a skirmish ready blowback gun. It's not skirmish ready. Now, let's just talk about a few things. Here we have a pretty good, construction. It's mostly steel. There are some pot metal parts. I don't have a magnet with me, so I'm not going to go through it all. But these guns are undergassed, and that's the problem. I had a time with this thing, and I tried to figure it out why the gas, would run out so soon, and then especially if you put it on full auto, you can forget about it. So I'm just going to explain a few things about it, but I'll go over certain parts of the gun in case no one has done such a review that you didn't get this information. First of all, it comes with two muzzles. The orange tip and the black one. It comes with the orange one on. Now, in order to put the black one on, you have to take the internal threading out of the orange one. I couldn't figure out how to do it, so eventually I did figure it out. So what happens is, first of all, in order to take this off, there's a little Allen head here you have to back out. At the bottom, an Allen head you back out. Don't take it all the way out because you'll have a hell of a time getting it back in. And another one there, you back that one out. And once you do that, you are able to shimmy the muzzle off, and then what you'll find in the muzzle is I guess it's a 22 millimeter male, which goes to this 22 millimeter female threading here, and then there's a 14 millimeter female male that comes out. Now I'm not going to go through taking this off again because it's a pain in the ass. So what you have to do is there's a sleeve with a wrench kind of. One side of it is hexed, not hexed, one side of it is indented for a wrench that you can get in. I think I can show it to you right here. Yeah, you see right there? So you can get a wrench on it, and it's just on two sides. And you have to turn that wrench in order to get that sleeve out to put it in the other muzzle brake. It's a pain in the ass, but once you get it done, it's done. Also, I forgot to tell you that in order to get that this muzzle device off, on this side of the gun here is a pin. You see that pin right there? It goes into that groove. And there's another Allen head in the back of this right here. And the only way you can get to it is by releasing the other ones and taking the whole muzzle device off and unloosen that Allen head and pound this pin back in order to spin, because it locks it in place there. Okay. So that's one thing about it, if you want to change that. Another thing is this handle. It shook around a lot. What I did was I took a tape-sided, that kind of padding, like a stripping padding, and I cut it and I put it in the back of this here so that it snugged that up. And I did the same at the rear, and I did it in the front here. Although there still is a little bit of play in this one, but it's not like it was. It was, you know. But I snugged that up. What is the other thing? Oh yeah, on the inside. Now this is a full travel blowback. It goes all the way back. But what I did was, because I understand that these have like pot metal on the rear, and I heard that a lot of people were breaking the back of it because of the blowback. So what you can do to stop that from happening is, what I did is I took a piece of foam, which is a padding that, you know, it's not the kind like the box is there, but it's, you know, some boxes come with this kind of a foam. It's different than that styrofoam. It's more like a plastic foam. And so what I did was I stuck that in there so that when it blows back, hold on a second, I'm trying to keep the camera from moving. So when it blows back, it hits that, and you're getting about an inch away from smacking back here, which eventually will weaken this and break it. So, you know, I've tested this, I've run it a few times, like, you know, and it gives it a, you know, a shorter stroke, and it actually improved the shot because it's a shorter stroke. And I set it up so that I know that it's going back far enough to reset the trigger. See? Okay, so it's going to absorb all the shock, and it won't put any pressure on the back here and eventually break it. Now, it's just a modification that I did. I don't know if you want to do that. I mean, for me, I think it should come with something like that, because that's going to be an issue. But anyway, that's how I solved that problem. Okay, so another thing about this gun, it's undergassed. Now, I guess that's the magazine issue. Now here, I don't know if you can see it. Here's your striker right there. I'll see if I pull the trigger, you'll see it move out. You see that? Okay, that's what strikes the valve on your magazine. Okay, now what happens is, because the gun is underpowered, it's like undergassed. A lot of people have been experiencing when you're firing in semi-automatic mode, it will suddenly start to sputter, like poo, 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 and all the gas will start to come out. And the reason why that happens is because you're not getting enough blowback to reset that striker. And so the striker stays forward. So every time this goes back and pushes the striker back a little bit, it's not going back far enough to reset it. It comes forward, and again, the striker hits the valve, and then the valve starts to sputter. So this is why you're getting that, because it's not enough blowback. So again, like I said, this gun is undergassed. This gun would be a good gun, but they've got to do something with the magazines. The magazines are undergassed. If you're firing in full auto, you'll be lucky if you can get half the mag out before you get to that sputter point. If you're firing in semi, you might be able to get almost the complete mag out, emptied, before you start to get the sputter. So again, the amount of gas that you're using for each shot, I mean, it must be a lot, because, you know, they're pretty big mags. You fill them up with gas and they're empty before you can actually, you know, they're so empty that there's just not enough to cause a blowback action in the 45 round capacity. So, you know, this would be a good gun, like I said, if they can come up with a better magazine for it. So I think perhaps I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So stay tuned here, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got a full magazine here. I don't know if you can see me, but if you can, I got a full magazine here, and I'm going to put it in, charge it. Okay, and I'm going to go semi-auto. Here's my target up ahead. We'll see how many shots we can get off before it starts to, the gas gets too weak. Okay, already we're having an issue. Okay, the striker to hit. Alright, already we're having an issue. Give me a second and we'll try to get this thing functioning. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and see how long it'll take. I got the thing functioning now. There you go. Starting to weaken. And that's what happens. It gets too weak. You know, the gas gets to a certain level and it's not enough to blow it back, and the firing firing pin, the striker, whatever, it continues to hit the back of the valve, and you get that release of gas. So the problem isn't the gun, the problem is the magazine. Now, I'm going to try to finish out this this magazine, and you'll hear it because it's too weak. Okay. In order to stop it, you have to charge it again because that striker is resting up against the valve on the magazine. Okay, and that's it. She's done. So, this would be a good gun if they would come up with a better magazine. It takes a lot of gas and it expels a lot of gas. Like I said, in semi-auto, it won't even allow you to complete the magazine. Although it is fairly accurate, that's one of the benefits about it. So again, it's not the gun itself, and let me get the target for you. See there? It's an accurate gun, but it's not the target. Target. It's not the gun, it's the magazine. They have to come up with some other magazine that holds the gas better, or maybe there's a nozzle that can be replaced, something that will not expel so much gas for each shot so that you can get through a magazine. Without gassing out. So there you go. That is the WELLFIRE G74A. It's a good gun. I like it. And it's just that they've got to come up with a better power source for this gun. It'll be just fine, but it's as is, not skirmish ready. Again, if you remember the early part of the video, I showed you how to shorten the stroke by adding a pad, also protecting the rear of the gun from the impact, which will crack the pot metal back there. That's one thing I would do, and changing that muzzle. which is, I mean, doable. It's not that difficult, but it's a kind of a pain in the ass doing it. Other than that, I think I'm going to do one more, see if I can get any full auto shots out of this thing. So just hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get a couple of full auto bursts out of this thing. And again, I shorten the stroke, so it should be a little more, because these are slow. I mean, they're, it's crazy. But I shorten the stroke so it'll be a little bit quicker. See what happens? The gas just comes right out of the gun. So it's underpowered. And we got to come up with something, you know, that magazine. All right, this was a video on the fly, short. Just wanted to give you a look at it, you know, tell you what kind of problems you're going to have with it, and you know, you make up your mind whether you want to buy it or not. I think it's a good gun. It just needs a better power source. All right, everybody, thanks for watching.